started like any lazy Sunday. My wife, Rachel, was on the porch swing, sipping her lemon ginger tea with the calm of a Zen master while I was half reading the paper, half watching a squirrel attempt a high-stakes heist on our bird feeder. The morning was so quiet, so routine, it felt like it could stretch on forever. Then a black van skidded to a dramatic stop in front of our house like it had driven straight out of a Michael Bay film. Before I could say, "What the hell," 3 guys in tactical vests jumped out yelling HOA compliance enforcement as they charged up the driveway. In a blink, they had grabbed Rachel off the porch swing, tea mug still in hand, and were hauling her across the lawn. But here's the part that truly messed me up. She didn't scream. She didn't fight. She didn't even spill her tea. She turned her head as they dragged her away and winked at me. That's when I realized I had no idea who I'd really married. Let me rewind. We live in Pinewood Grove, a polished suburb with matching mailboxes, rules about flag sizes, and an HOA that operated like a well-dressed mafia. The board president, a woman named Cheryl, as cliché as her name was, Annette with an iron clipboard. Cheryl once fined us $75 because our dog left a chew toy on the porch. Another time she demanded we tone down our laughter during a barbecue because it carried too well across the cul-de-sac. We thought she was just a control freak with too much time on her hands. Rachel never cared much for the HOA drama. She kept her head down, gardened, ran yoga classes for the neighbors, and tinkered with electronics like she was auditioning for a role on Mythbusters. She could fix anything with wires. I always thought it was a weird hobby for someone who claimed to work just office jobs. When the van doors slammed shut and took her away, I panicked. I dialed 911. The dispatcher was calm until I said the words HOA compliance team. Her tone changed. "Sir," she said carefully, "we've had reports of impersonators operating in your area. I need you to stay put." "Impersonators?" I barked. "They just kidnapped my wife. Don't follow them. Don't touch anything. Officers are en route." I hung up, pacing the porch, heart pounding. Rachel's wink haunted me. That wasn't fear. That was calm. Strategic. Like she expected to be taken. I rushed inside to grab my phone, a voicemail. I texted, no response. That's when I noticed something new on our smart home hub. A blinking alert I'd never seen before, Pine Protocol activated. I tapped it. A section of the study wall, previously just built-in shelving, slid open. My knees nearly gave out. Inside, a steel case with a biometric lock already disengaged, a slim black laptop, a sealed envelope with my name on it, and a burner phone. Rachel's handwriting on the envelope stopped me cold. "If you're reading this," it said, "I've been taken. Don't panic. This is part of the plan." Part of the plan? I wasn't even in the plan. The letter continued. "I work for the CIA. Technically retired. Pinewood Grove is part of an ongoing investigation. Cheryl isn't who she claims to be. I'll explain everything soon. But for now, trust no one. Especially not Cheryl." The laptop booted up without a login. Facial recognition apparently keyed to me. A document opened. Operation Mulberry Lane. There were maps of the neighborhood with red dots on houses. Files on every board member. Surveillance videos. One showed Cheryl meeting with a man in a black suit in a parking garage. Another folder labeled Contingency Plan, Suburban Lockdown, opened a live satellite feed. The van was heading to the back of the HOA clubhouse, recently closed for renovations. The burner phone rang. "Mr. Bennett?" a voice asked. "This is Mallory. I'm with Rachel's unit. She's safe for now." "What the hell is going on?" I demanded. "The HOA just..." "They're not a real HOA," Mallory cut in. "Cheryl's running a shell operation, laundering money through fake suburban developments. Rachel embedded herself a year ago. The van took her to the clubhouse basement. We're preparing extraction. But we need your help." My mouth was dry. "What do I do?" "Don't let Cheryl near your house. Backup's on the way." The call ended. I turned around, and Cheryl was standing on my front lawn, hands clasped, smile like a dentist with bad news. 2 of the fake compliance officers flanked her. "Mr. Bennett," she cooed, "we need to discuss your wife's violations." I smiled weakly and waved from the window like a confused, useless man. She nodded, then turned and walked away. As soon as they were out of view, I bolted every door and reread Rachel's letter 3 more times. My wife, the woman who once made our Wi-Fi password Sunflower Yoga 77, was a CIA operative. And Pinewood Grove? A hotbed of organized suburban crime. The black laptop contained everything: Rachel's mission logs, fake HOA invoices, evidence of shell landscaping companies funneling money offshore. It all pointed to Cheryl, real name Karina Volkov, born in Moldova, inserted into the U.S. under a false identity, now managing dozens of neighborhoods across the country as a laundering network for foreign assets. And my wife? She volunteered to get close. The burner buzzed again. Help is nearby. Look for signs. I stepped onto the back porch. The neighbor, sweet old Mrs. Livingston, was watering her bushes in a pattern. One bush. Skip. Two bushes. Circle back. It was Morse code. I waved. She gave a quick signal back and disappeared inside. That night, I snuck over. Mrs. Livingston, codename Honeysuckle, let me in without a word. Her living room looked like a normal old lady's except for the wall of monitors tracking every inch of the block, encrypted radios, and a file drawer labeled Operation Geranium. Why me? I asked. Because Rachel trusted you to react unpredictably. We needed chaos to mask the extraction. You were the wild card. I'm a freelance copywriter, I whispered. Exactly. The plan was insane. Rachel had allowed herself to be taken. The clubhouse had a newly renovated basement, red bunker. She had a GPS tracker in her sandal. We needed to take out the HOA security grid to get her out. And guess what? Rachel had secretly wired our smart home upgrades into the clubhouse mainframe. The next afternoon, I used her flash drive with the security virus. Waited for the guards to take a burrito break. Slipped behind the clubhouse. Picked the lock on the tool shed, thank you, date night spy movie training, and plugged in the drive. A few hours later, I got a voice message. Nice work, babe. They're blind now. Extraction's coming soon. I'm sorry I didn't tell you everything. I'll explain it all when I'm out. I promise. The next morning, the neighborhood looked normal. Kids on scooters. Dogs barking at nothing. Cheryl pretending like she hadn't just abducted my wife. Then came the real plan. That evening, the CIA team, including Mrs. Livingston, Honeysuckle, our mailman Greg Dandelion, and retired Black Ops guy Bob Cactus, coordinated the assault under the guise of attending a neighborhood HOA meeting. I posed as an angry homeowner protesting a made-up fine for excessive mailbox flair. We met in the clubhouse. Cheryl welcomed us with her fake smile and a suspiciously thick agenda packet. She handed it to me. Glad you're getting involved, Mr. Bennett. I smiled. Wouldn't miss it. The meeting began: PowerPoint slides, fake budgets, absurd community beautification fees. Then I stood up. Why is there a $14,000 budget for noise reduction equipment installed in the basement? Cheryl's eyes twitched. The walls buzzed. Bob's comms interference starting. Priya, Rosemary, disguised as a dog walker, dropped her purse. Inside, a flash device disguised as a bag of bacon strips. We hit the 8-minute mark. Cheryl moved for the side door. I stepped in her way. You leaving so soon, Karina Volkov? Her face dropped. 2 minutes. Takers at the back reached for weapons. Priya tossed the flash grenade. Light exploded. Greg remotely triggered the lockdown doors. Cheryl was trapped. And then, Rachel rose through a trapdoor on stage like an action hero. Dirty. Determined. Holding a stun baton. Miss me? She asked. Cheryl lunged. Rachel dropped her with a sweep of the leg and a jolt to the hip. The rest of the goons fled only to run into Greg's net traps disguised as decorative hedges. Within minutes, federal agents disguised as landscaping crews swarmed in. Cheryl and her cronies were cuffed and loaded into black SUVs. Rachel stood over her. You should have stuck to citations about garden gnomes. The official story? Embezzlement and impersonation. The real story? Pinewood Grove had just taken down an international laundering ring. Rachel didn't get a medal. Just a secure envelope with a reassignment and a single line, "You did good. Stay close." The neighborhood voted me in as HOA president. Our first act? Rewrite the entire charter. No more fake fines. No more mystery fees. And definitely no more compliance officers. We celebrated with a block party. Liberation Lawn Day. Inflatable dinosaurs, taco-shaped lights, zero rules. The flamingo statue from the operation? We turned it into a trophy. Then, one sunny Saturday, a moving van rolled in. Out stepped a woman in aviators, black boots, and a trench coat in July. Rachel sighed. "That's Belarusian," she muttered. "You think she's trouble?" Rachel smirked. "Maybe. Keep the porch swing camera on just in case. Because some neighborhoods have watch groups. Ours? We have counterintelligence and a flamingo defense system. And no one messes with our porch."